Modern autonomous vehicle development treats safety as an exercise in probability. When a self-driving car encounters an object, software analyzes pixel data to categorize it. This is an inference engine. Its primary function is to generate a statistically likely guess about the next event, rather than measuring the physical environment. This probabilistic approach aligns with the mean, the 99% of standard driving, where traffic flows according to predictable patterns. Because the ride remains smooth under these conditions, it creates an illusion of safety. The software appears to have mastered the road, though it has only mastered the routine. The risk is found in the distribution. While the center covers the predictable mean, the outer tails represent the variance. This is the critical 1% where predictability breaks down. Inside the variance, the environment is chaotic. It involves swinging cargo doors, sudden weather shifts, or erratic human behavior. These scenarios do not follow a repeatable pattern. Relying on probability during these edge cases is an engineering failure. A statistical guess shatters against the unyielding laws of physics. Physical reality cannot be inferred. It operates on deterministic laws that are non-negotiable. Safety requires a mathematical baseline, the physics floor. This is the point where mass, momentum, and friction dictate the limits of a vehicle's movement. The physics floor is the mathematical point of no return. It defines the minimum distance required to halt an object based on its physical properties. Once a vehicle crosses this threshold, a collision is no longer a possibility. It is a geometric certainty. This reveals the gap between digital perception and physical space. The AI's guess is a digital shadow, while the geometric measurement of the road is the floor. Danger occurs in the perception gap, the milliseconds where the digital shadow misaligns with the physical floor, leading to hesitation when the system must act. Providing deterministic measurement is an engineering requirement. An architect never builds a house without a floor. Consider a cross-country drive at sunset. The highway is quiet, and the low sun casts long shadows across the asphalt. Rusted iron tracks run parallel to the road. A 500-ton freight train appears, matching your speed as it travels alongside you. To a vision-only AI, this mass of moving steel triggers a processing conflict. The neural network struggles to classify an object this large and rhythmic, flickering between labels as it tries to identify the threat. The setting sun introduces a variable known as flare. As seen on the left, light reflecting off the train blinds the cameras, causing the distance readout to fluctuate. On the right, LiDAR remains unaffected, mapping the exact geometric surface in real time. This visual noise leads to depth miscalculation. The AI processes the static and guesses that the train might be drifting into your lane. The result is a phantom brake. The car jerks as the system panics over uncertain data, reacting to a probability rather than a fact. The presence of the train creates a deterministic tunnel. Because the train occupies the entire left side of the vehicle, it removes all lateral escape vectors. There is no room to swerve. Trapped in this corridor, the vehicle faces a binary choice between two outcomes if the AI miscalculates the space ahead. In a deterministic tunnel, guessing is a fatal strategy. Survival depends on absolute spatial truth. A mile down the road, a sports car swerves from behind the train, cutting sharply into your lane. A vision-only system experiences latency of thought. It must analyze sequential video frames to reclassify the sports car and calculate its closing speed. This dashboard demonstrates a sensor architecture organized by a hierarchy of truth, where measurement takes priority over identification. First, vision identifies the environment. The cameras confirm the railway line from a map and acknowledge the train as an expected parallel mass. Second, LiDAR acts as the surveyor. It maps exact distance and velocity 20 times a second, ignoring the identity of the object to focus on the geometry of the space. The system logic establishes a 3-meter margin around the car, a safety gutter. Objects are ignored by the brakes unless they breach this physical boundary. The moment the sports car's bumper crosses the lane line, it enters the safety gutter. It is now 2.1 meters away, traveling at 160 kilometers per hour. Because the physical space is breached, the system stops trying to classify the vehicle. It does not need to know what the object is to know it shouldn't be there. The LiDAR system issues a veto. Because its time-of-flight data is deterministic, it overrides the cameras in 4 milliseconds. Deterministic certainty allows for a calculated recession. Instead of slamming the brakes, the car eases off the accelerator and applies precise pressure to restore the safety margin. By combining the context provided by cameras with the authority of LiDAR, the system ensures safety is governed by physical laws, neutralizing the variance. This logic applies even more urgently to high-mass systems operating in mixed traffic corridors. Large vehicles most manage kinetic debt, the energy generated by extreme mass moving at speed. Braking distance scales quadratically with speed, meaning small increases in velocity create significant shifts in required stopping space. For an 80,000-pound truck, the momentum vector is overwhelming. The sheer scale of these vehicles creates physical blind spots where surrounding traffic vanishes from view. In heavy operations, rain and vibrating metal create visual ghost data that can mislead a human driver as easily as an AI sensor. Operators carrying high kinetic debt cannot rely on guesswork in a deterministic tunnel. They are equally susceptible to the dangers of the variance. If deterministic measurement is required to keep an AI from panicking, it is a moral necessity for human operators managing heavy machinery. Prioritizing probabilistic AI inference over physical ground truth is an unsustainable risk for the industry. A guess is a shadow, a measurement is a floor. Whether a system is navigated by silicon or by a human, safety is only achieved when it is anchored to a deterministic physics floor.